Alrighty, what is up, guys? We are live. We're gonna start with some Twilight Princess, and yeah, just gonna do a couple last setups here. I've already had a long day, as the usual, as I usually say stuff like that when we start. But yeah, so let's get this party started. We got a big week coming up, guys. We got a huge week. This is going to be insane. Like, you guys have any idea how crazy this is going to be? Like, we're going hardcore. We're going hardcore this week. So, let's get the party started. What's up? Skylink Theory here. Good to see you guys. Yeah, let's get this party started. Let's start. I'm going to play some Twilight Princess for a little bit as we were going over in the stream. And I'm going to get to a place with some really good music. Oh, yeah, that's why. We're going to get to a place with some really good music. Alright, the game audio scared me. I thought something was off. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear everything perfectly fine. So should I. Wonderful. Alright, so let's do this. So, guys, we got the direct coming up this week. Things are going to get really interesting here. It would be crazy if there was no direct this week and they put it till next week or whatever, but hey, honestly, it's most likely going to happen this week with how E3 is and how things have been these last couple of years with Summer Games Fest kind of sort of taking the place of E3. A lot of drama, of course. Some leakers came out and said there was going to be some Nintendo-related announcements during Summer Games Fest on Friday. I actually was about to go live for that, but I'm glad I didn't because I trusted my gut, and I know Jeff Keighley and his team don't really have, like, when it comes to like first-party Nintendo stuff, it seems like they don't really have like an established connection with each other anymore. So yeah, I don't know how that partnership turned out. Who knows? But we can kind of see that Nintendo doesn't really do their first-party announcements at Summer Games Fest, neither does Sony after Nintendo, and then neither does Xbox after Sony. So the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, usually do their own events. Makes sense. Some interesting stuff announced today, especially like Spyro and all this other cool stuff that has been announced. The Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition was not announced still. I'm going to double check on that actually. But I'm going to go off the top of my head, unless someone can correct me here, that it hasn't been announced. So, yeah. That's definitely going to be one of the things we're going to go over in this final bingo card that we're making today. Anyway, let's get some Twilight Princess rolling. And, yeah. Let's get some Twilight Princess on. Go to a place with some good music, because Twilight Princess, obviously before Breath of the Wild, Zelda games in areas have such lively music. And in Breath of the Wild, they really did take that out, except when you go into towns and Hyrule Castle. And that's pretty much it. Everywhere else, the music is very faint and more ambiance, very soft. Whereas, like, you still have the powerful, like, orchestra when traveling throughout the world in the classic Zelda games like Twilight Princess. By the way, guys, it is the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess for people who didn't know that already. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so in November of this year, it will be the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess and the overall 40th anniversary for Zelda. So that's going to be really interesting. Twilight Princess is the halfway point, which is really crazy to think about. That this game right here, obviously this is the 10 years later, this is the Wii U version. But still, like, it's just crazy to think that the base game, this base game, is literally the middle of Zelda's history when we look back on it now. Which is crazy to think about. You would think this is later on, but no, this is the middle. So let's kind of get into this here. Hopefully some other people show up. If not, no worries. We'll just have a great time with ourselves. It seems like there's a little bit of a lag. I really hope that's not the case here. Yeah, there is a huge lag. Huge lag. I'm gonna see if I can fix this really quick. Okay, that's better. I mean, I guess that's better. Yeah, I guess the Wii U does tend to lag a little bit more. Anyway, whatever. So we're gonna go to a really cool area, and then we're gonna start the predictions and the final bingo. So let's get that started here. Gosh, man, I always forget the map with this. Oh, we're trying to go somewhere, man. There we go. Yeah, I think it's still lagging. Whatever. So we're gonna go to Lake Hylia because Lake Hylia's got some great music. But I want to go to the fishing hole is northern. Hey, Zelda gamer, you finally made it. Nice. Good to see you, man. Hello. Glad you're here. We're gonna go over the final bingo today. I just wanted to pick a place in Zelda with some good music here. I was also, yeah, Twilight Princess. I was also mentioning, Zelda gamer, that this year is actually the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess. So not only is it the 40th anniversary of Zelda as a whole, but it's also the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess. So when we look back in Zelda's history, Twilight Princess is in the middle of Zelda's history with where we are at now. So this November will be the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess, which is crazy to think about. It's in the exact freaking middle. So I believe the fishing hole is in northern, so I think we're actually gonna warp one more time just because I like the fishing hole music. Yeah. How do I get there? They should remake this game. Yeah, so while we're waiting for some more people to show up and before we start the bingo card, the third and final bingo card, because we should be expecting a big week this week. I just kind of want to, that's funny, they just, because usually they're like too afraid. Like, look, if we try to go back to normal. Yeah, see? But they're totally okay with just teleporting in front of them. The Zoras in this game had a really cool design. Now that I look back on it, I think we could actually go back to normal behind here. I didn't know the mailman was right there. Alright, here we go. Aha, that's funny. Whoa. I think in this game the Zoras probably have the best design. I think I like their design in this game the most. Does he say anything else better? No, he doesn't. Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna go to the fishing hole because it has really good music, then we're gonna start the next bingo. But anyway, I would be, Zelda Gamer, I think I mentioned this last time, but I would be so down if they made a Twilight Princess HD 4K with Link's crossbow training attached and or Colin's side adventure. They do a new original like short game with Colin. I think that would be really cool. And then if that sells really well, then Tantalus or Grezzo or whoever, I think it would be Tantalus, then they would have the green light to make their own Zelda game, which would be either a third Hero of Time or a sequel to Twilight Princess. I think that would be a solid idea. That would be an amazing idea. But who knows if they're gonna do that. We need to go down the stream. Let's see, so we need to go right. Nice, good dive. All right. All right, I believe we're going the right way. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, we're going the right way. Yep, here we are. What? You guys can't be temporarily closed. Why would they be temporarily closed? I beat the game. How does that even make sense? Then there has to be some sort of side quest or something. Where's the fishing hole? What? It should be over here. Yeah. Okay, this is weird. I don't remember it ever being closed, but that's kind of weird. Wait, what the heck? I never did this? I thought I 100%. Oh, this is not my 100% file. I'm like, what the heck? What is happening? Okay, guys, I guess you guys are in for a treat, I guess. Wow. Yeah. How many do we got left? We got 2. There it is. Without going Wolf Link, we did it. That is weird. That is so weird. I thought I did this, but this is my hero mode file, not my 100% file. I forgot. How can you keep your cool fighting monsters like that? Oh, you know. I've just been to the Twilight Realm and turned into a wolf myself. Okay, so now we get a whole-on cutscene that I didn't even remember or know about. Golly, yeah. I know, you don't even have to be Wolf Link, I know. Alright, Issa. Yeah, I'd love to help. Yep. I'm Link, the hero of Hyrule. I know. He really is. Okay, I guess we got some bomb arrows. All right. Great. Oh, nice. I could get free bomb arrows forever. But okay. I guess we'll just do it like this. This is hilarious. Who would have ever thought that I didn't do this? This is awesome. Her gal. Okay, who's that? Like another one of the girl from the fishing hole, I think? Wait. Is this, can I not escape this? Okay, so I guess we're doing this first. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Whoa, I am losing control. Can you guys believe this right now? I'm fully backwards. Guys, I'm going backwards. I'm fully backwards. Okay. What is up with this? Holy cow. Dude. Bro, this isn't, I can't control this. Whoa, I actually can't control this. This is crazy. Okay. Dude, I could do this better in real life than in this game. Like, literally, I know how to row a boat like this in real life, and I would be way better than this game. Hey, it's Azora. Oh, so that's the part-time employee. What the heck? Dude, this is the weirdest thing ever. Like, the fact that this mini-game side quest came out of nowhere. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. You guys might have heard my computer, but it's all good. Alright. Bro, this is crazy going on right now, guys. Come on. Dude, this is crazy. Oh, man. No. Come on. Alright. Bro, I can't see. I don't even know how I'm doing this. Okay. We're back in it. Dude, this is crazy. This reminds me a lot of Super Mario Sunshine. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a lot of like Super Mario Sunshine vibes from the music at least. The music and the, I guess, looking at the water. Like, the music and the water, like, really reminds me of Mario Sunshine. Whoa, this is like, I am so losing control. This is insane. Okay. Alright. Alright, we got this. Totally random Twilight Princess minigame, but here we are. We got this. Alright. I think we did it. Okay. Nice. We got it. That's crazy that I never did this. I guess this helps because this is hero mode, so when I go do the other whatever, you know. Anyway. Yeah, you see, now we can go straight here. Okay, that's cool, because now we could do all of that without having to do it. Anyway, I'm going to drink my matcha really quick. I'm a big matcha fan for those who don't know. Really big matcha fan. Here, I gotta mix it. I'm gonna get like really hyper in a few minutes here. I just gotta mix it up a little bit. Alright. We're good. Yeah, guys, so that was interesting. And now let's talk about the Direct. Zelda Gamer, anything you want to see from the Direct? I think we're going to see a lot of cool stuff, guys. I think we're definitely going to see a lot of cool stuff. Alright, let's see. There's a fishing hole, but it's nighttime. How do we make it daytime in this game? I forgot. Because I know in Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time it's a song. More Splatoon Raiders. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. Can I just like... I mean, it's nighttime, but do I get the music? Okay, we don't get the music. So we're just gonna sit in Hyrule Field until it's daytime. Okay. Here, in Lake Hylia, we should have just waited in Lake Hylia. But anyway, here we go. I'm gonna start working on this. I'm gonna go last bingo. Last bingo, June 2026, Nintendo Direct. I'm gonna do June / 2026 Nintendo Direct. Here we go. This is gonna look better because this is also bingo will also count for September. So we're really gonna go hard with let's see what's the quickest way to do June plus 2026. No, let's do June and rest of 2026 Nintendo Direct. That's probably the best way to do it. Yeah. June and the rest of the year? I don't know. Here, let me bring it up for you guys. There it is. And then we'll cut out these guys for now. Perfect. Man, it's getting hot in here. Woo. All right. Last bingo, June, and like, so this is not only June, but also the rest of 2026. So I'm thinking June and all, I'm just going to do all 2026. Yeah. June and I'm just going to do remaining. Yeah, because I don't know what other word to use off the top of my head. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is the last bingo we're going to do for June and remaining 2026 Nintendo Directs. This is going to be a 5 by 5. So we're going to do that. All right, I'm going to put this matcha here. Okay, so let's go. I'm surprised it's not... Oh, okay, now it's turning daytime. I'm like, we've been waiting a while. Yeah, it's going to turn daytime very soon. Man, I'm breaking a sweat in here. But yeah, so we'll definitely put on Splatoon Raiders. We're going to throw Twilight Princess in this mix. We're going to throw the Ocarina of Time remake in this mix. We're going to throw 3D Mario. We're going to throw all of Metroid in. We're going to throw Kid Icarus, Switch 2 editions. Right? We got to get a good list of Switch 2 editions. I watched some predictions from other YouTubers, and they got some good stuff that I saw. You know, so Elden Ring finally has been announced. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff we could go over. But anyway. All right, so now that it's daytime. All right, here we go. So, we got to figure out what's going to be the big games. Obviously, 3D Mario, Ocarina of Time remake, or Breath of the Wild 3, or a open air 3D Zelda. Twilight Princess enhanced port, I think, is a really, really good shot, because Twilight Princess is the third best-selling Zelda game of all time, by the way, guys. So a lot of people are familiar with Twilight Princess and grew up with Twilight Princess. So, bringing back Twilight Princess on modern consoles again. I mean, it's been, what, more than 10 years, because it came out March 2016, was Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U. So it's been more than 10 years since we saw Twilight Princess re-released on anything. Anything related to Twilight Princess, it's been more than 10 years. So, I think it's time that we could also see some Twilight Princess stuff. But what we're going to do first is we're going to purge our old list here. Completely wipe it out. Because we're going to start fresh. Okay? Anyway, let's go to the fishing hole, which should be up here. Alright. Let's go to the fishing hole. I'm gonna try to crop this this image a little bit better than like what we did previously. So give me a second here. Alright. This is one of the most beautiful places in all of Twilight Princess. I think this is exclusive to the Wii U version. Or the seasonal thing. I forgot. I think there's like a seasonal thing to this. But anyway. The music here is super nice. You can see the reflection of the water too. Very, very good for its time. Anyway. Literally, bro, this is just such a beautiful Zelda game. Is there somebody over there? I don't know. Alright. Perfect. We love this. Okay. So, let's do this. I'm gonna try to fix this a little bit here. Okay. There was a way to do this. I think I have to hold shift. Tarrant P30 says tomorrow. Alrighty. Well, Tarrant P30, sorry that you had to go through that. I hope this isn't a joking matter, because I wouldn't really joke around about stuff like that, but okay. Thanks for sharing. Hope things get better. Hope it's not a joke, because it definitely kind of sounds like it is. Okay, so let's keep on going here. Let's see. I think it's you hold control. No. I forgot how to do like the exact zoom, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't want to figure it out. We'll just try to make it look better. Okay, so first things first, we got to really think about what's going to happen with the Nintendo Direct. Dude, I said tomorrow. How can that be real? I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. You could have foresight. You know what I mean? Like, you could have some sort of force. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to predict it or something. Either way, it sounds like whatever. Anyway, let's get back. Let's focus back on what matters here, guys. So, obviously, this bingo is going to represent not only the June Direct, but also any remaining Nintendo announcements for the rest of the year. So we're going to make this difficult. Okay, so I'm going to really try to get creative here and try to pull out some cool stuff. So first things first, we got to focus on the four corners. So then I'm going to do like some placeholder numbers, and then we're going to go back and do it and fill those numbers in, right? So we're going to focus on the four corners and the center. So the four corners definitely are the biggest things that are also the most likely to happen. So, Ocarina of Time remake. And then another Zelda remake, probably Twilight Princess. I'm going to go Twilight Princess anything. So Ocarina of Time remake, Twilight Princess anything. 3D Mario, and 2D Metroid. But we gotta think, right, what type of Metroid would it be? So I'm thinking, is it most likely to be Prime 2? Who knows? I'm Prime 2 on NSO? I don't think so. I think it's more likely that it's going to be Prime... Not Prime 4 or 5, but it's probably going to be like nothing like Prime related. I think it's, in my personal opinion, it's been 5 years since Dread has come out. You can at least announce it and maybe build hype. If I were Nintendo, I would want to build hype on Metroid as long as it's not too far away. Especially if you could have a little bit more of a blowout, because it's also the 40th anniversary of Metroid. So, I'm thinking the most likely candidate is going to be Metroid. Let's see here. 2D. I'm going to go Metroid 6. I think Metroid 6. I don't see the Super Metroid remake even happening. We'll throw it in the bingo. But yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll start with that. And so, guys, the plan is for here today, of course, just to kind of go over this again. We played a little bit of Twilight Princess. I have Twilight Princess on just for the background music and the ambiance. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through this bingo card for the upcoming Nintendo Direct this week. And once that's complete, then we're going to get back into playing more Zelda, depending on what time it is. If we finish a little bit quicker, then we'll play more Twilight Princess, but if not, we'll jump straight into Breath of the Wild. All right, so let's keep on going here. So first things first is the most likely scenario out of everything is the Ocarina of Time remake. Yeah. So we're going to go Ocarina of Time remake. Actually, we're going to go 3D Mario Tees. Yeah. We're going to go 3D Mario Tees. And then we're going to go placeholders. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, so now the next thing is going to be what can work best with a 3D Mario Tees. Obviously, we got to go something Zelda related up here. And I'm thinking we got to go Ocarina of Time remake. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to go Ocarina of Time remake here. So we got the Ocarina of Time remake. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, guys, these numbers are just placeholders. Okay, so now we're in the middle. So something else that's pretty likely to happen that can work with any of the four corners. So we got 3D Mario Tees. We're going to do Ocarina of Time remake. And then we got to do something else. So we mentioned Twilight Princess. And we mentioned Metroid. So we got Twilight Princess, something Twilight Princess related, something Metroid related, and Breath of the Wild 3 teaser. Does Breath of the Wild 3 get announced this early on? I'd say yes, it does. Is it the most likely thing so that it could be in the middle? I would say that it can be. So we're going to go with the Breath of the Wild 3 tease, or Breath of the Wild 3 next open air Zelda. I'm just going to go next open air Zelda reveal. Bam. Yep, there it is. So next open air Zelda reveal, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see, how does it look so far? All right, 17. So now we do the next corner. So I don't think it's likely that it would be Ocarina of Time remake and the next open air Zelda reveal and Twilight Princess. So we're going to put Twilight Princess directly below number 17. And so this next one is going to have to be Metroid. Because a 3D Mario tease could also work with Metroid. So we're going to go the most likely scenario, which is Metroid, 2D Metroid, Metroid 6. I'm just going to write Metroid 6. Metroid 6 reveal. Just because you want to get the ball rolling. It's also Metroid's anniversary. I think Nintendo wants to quickly jump back from all the issues with build off of the success of Dread, right? I mean, Dread could also get a Switch 2 edition as well. And I think that's still really likely. But I think if you want to reveal Metroid 6 and then announce the Dread Switch 2 edition and then start to build up hype for Dread again, or you announce Metroid 6 and then you start to build up hype with a Super Metroid remake, whatever either one of those could be, revealing Metroid 6 now this early I think would be really good. Because remember, just reveal it and have people talk about it, and then you don't have to, that's it. Obviously, a Metroid 6 would be overshadowed by an Ocarina of Time remake and the next open-air Zelda reveal. But remember, this is like a Super June Direct plus another Direct. So, let's say they do, a General Direct, and then they do, a Zelda 40th Anniversary Direct in July or in September. This could all still work together. So I'm going to keep the Metroid 6 reveal here. Just because if you tease Metroid 6 and you tease the next open-air Zelda, but you announce the open Ocarina of Time remake, that's still a lot without going overboard. Because just teasing Metroid 6 but not having a full blowout could still do a lot. So we're going to keep Metroid 6 there. And then the last one would be Twilight Princess. Just because it's the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess. And I think they'd rather... And Twilight Princess being the third best-selling Zelda game after Tears of the Kingdom, they're probably going to do something really cool with it. So, Metroid 6 reveal. Let's see here. 18, 19, 20, 21... Oh, wait. Too much. Okay. So here we are. How big can we make the grid? Okay, so 5x5 is the biggest. All right. So now that we're here, we're going to go with Twilight Princess anything. I think is a fair bet. So Twilight Princess, either NSO or a remake or a remaster. So I'm just going to put Twilight Princess Returns. That's it. I'm just going to put Twilight Princess Returns because it's either going to come back on NSO. I think calling it for NSO and or calling it for a remake is still pretty good. Whether it's a remake, a remaster, or NSO, I think all three are very likely, and I think Twilight Princess just existing in general is still quite a throw. So I'm just going to do Twilight Princess Returns to qualify. So there we go. There we have it. So we have our middle one, and then we have our four corners. So now let's build the rows. So which rows should we build first? Probably the ones that we put the most work on. So let's start with the top. We'll do very top row, and then we'll do very bottom row, and then we'll do columns, and then we'll do the middle column, and then left column, right column. So we'll do 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16 last. All right, I'm gonna have some more matcha. Matcha is really good, guys. You guys should try it. All right, so we're gonna go with 3D Mario Tees and an Ocarina of Time remake. Those are both likely to show up. Now, what else is really likely to show up? Switch 2 editions. But we'll keep our more... I think the Switch 2 editions, I think, are a little bit harder to pull off. So we'll keep those for 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16. But for 1 through 3, I think I really want to go with some returning IPs. Smash is a good one. And then, of course, another thing Metroid related. I think I'm going to keep Metroid, though, on the bottom. I think it's likely we could see Metroid paired together. So I think of 4, 9, and 13. We'll keep Metroid just in case if this Direct does go lighter on Zelda. 4, 9, and 13, I'll throw another Metroid announcement in there. So we'll wait on Metroid for that. So I'll just kind of put like... I'll just put like a right here. Oh wait, not 4, 5. Sorry, 9. At 9. There we go. Just as a reminder to put in Metroid. So with Metroid being there, now let's kind of go over. Let's go over our top row. And this is tough, right? Because we got to think about what's really likely to happen in a singular Direct or multiple Directs, or even considering September. So I'm thinking we see some crazy. Let me see what I said with my previous bingos really quick. So we obviously put Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We'll put in Paper Mario. Paper Mario I want to save probably for... I think Paper Mario still is likely, but I think I'm going to throw it on the right. Either like 7, 8, 11, 12, 16, 17. So we're going to throw that there. Tears of the Kingdom DLC is possible. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC is possible too. So if we're going to go with the top row being more Zelda related, I'm going to go with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and a Zelda movie update. Yeah, and I think Zelda movie update, I'm probably going to put at number 2. Yeah. So we're going to go Zelda movie update here. There we go. Zelda movie update. And then we got to think about Elden Ring already came true like beforehand, so I don't think they're going to re-mention that. Let's see. Mario Kart World DLC is another big one. I think I want to save Mario Kart World DLC. Yeah, we could, honestly, I think now's the time. Mario Kart World is over a year old. I think now is the time to throw in DLC for Mario Kart. So we're going to throw Mario Kart DLC in up here. Or I think I'm going to put in Mario Kart DLC because I really have a lot of faith in that. I think I'm going to put it in for... Because, like, the left column is assuming that they go light on Zelda. The right is assuming they go harder on Zelda. I think we should go Mario Kart DLC. It's still really likely. It's still super likely. And I don't think it would be paired with 3D Mario. So we're going to go Mario Kart DLC at the bottom here. Okay, so I guess I'm kind of just jumping around, but whatever. So Mario Kart World DLC for the bottom. And then here, you guys will be able to see it in a second. Here, let me just move it actually. There we go, that's easier. Okay. So we got the Mario Kart World DLC. Now let's also think about what else we could talk about. Or what else could show up? I know, it's hard, man. So for this top row, honestly, like, I would say 1 and 3 should be a little bit more like wild picks, right? And out of all of these, if I had to pick one of them, because the Zelda movie update and the Ocarina of Time remake, I would say the Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC is still super likely, and it would probably work with number 5, I would say. Because the 3D Mario tease, yeah, I think Ocarina of Time remake, ooh. Man, that's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, but we have to put it somewhere for now. I think we're gonna go with, because I don't think we get Ocarina of Time and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC at the same time. I think it's more likely that, yeah, we put it at number 5. So at number 5, we're gonna go Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC. So now we got to go more wild picks for 1 and 3. And I'm thinking Monolith Soft Project being Zelda, Animal Crossing and Paper Mario are really good bets. Let's see, what else did I put down here? Mario Sports is another big one. I think it is likely we get another Mario Sports. We also got to consider Luigi's Mansion 4. Right? So I think number 4 should be Luigi's Mansion 4. Yeah, I'm going to go with number 4 is Luigi's Mansion 4. And then probably I'm going to keep up this up here. We want to make sure we get some good locks. And I think a good lock would be for number 6. Would probably be Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Yeah. I mean, that's obvious, right? It's obvious we're gonna get something Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave related. So I'm probably gonna want to throw it in this top row here. Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave. Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave. Release date, trailer, you know, whatever. So then for 3, I'm thinking either Animal Crossing related or Paper Mario. We got an Animal Crossing earlier this year. Paper Mario would be good. I don't know if Intelligent Systems would show up twice. You could tease a Paper Mario for next year, but I think it's more likely that they would do that in September and then release it later on. So that could be another good thing that we could look at. But what else could there be, guys? What do you think? I'm thinking we get some sort of third-party exclusive, an unexpected third-party exclusive. So remember, they brought the Master Chief Collection, or not the Master Chief Collection, sorry. They brought Combat Evolved or Campaign Evolved. It was Campaign Evolved. They brought Halo Campaign Evolved to the PS5 at the beginning of this year. I think it's likely that we could see that. What's it called? I think it's likely that we could see that for later this year, for in this direct, with it also coming to Switch 2. So I'm thinking we could throw in some Halo in there. Throw in anything Halo or Xbox related. I think is pretty big. I think Halo would deserve its own spot. But yeah, I think the fact that Halo is now on PS5, why not it be on the Switch too? Xbox and Nintendo have a really good relationship. A new 3D platformer would be really cool too. Like returning IP 3D platformers. So that's either like Banjo-Kazooie or like, I don't know, Knights, Sega, Sonic, whatever. But I think number 3 should probably be Sonic. So we're gonna put in Sonic at number 3. I'm just gonna put in Sonic Frontiers, I guess. Definitive Edition. I don't really know about that. I feel like they would announce that at their own thing, but I feel like something Sonic new could show up. So I'm gonna go with Sonic announcement. Wow, that does not look good. That is so freaking small. Sonic reveal. There we go. That's better. Yeah. So Sonic reveal, that's pretty good. So now we focus on number 6, and this is going to be a big one because we're building both row and column in this one. And so we already got a lot of Zelda power with next open air Zelda reveal and a Zelda movie update. So we could go 2D Zelda, right? Because they could avoid all this like Zelda stuff and go more into other franchises. So I'm thinking we go 2D Zelda here. Yeah, we're gonna go 2D Zelda, and we gotta pick between if it's a remake or a new game. If they're gonna do Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC, that's significant. If they're going to do a Zelda movie reveal, that's significant. They could save Ocarina of Time for later. If you're going to announce a lighter Zelda announcement, because they might tease 3D Mario or do Metroid, I think it's likely you want to go softer with 2D Zelda, and 2D Zelda is something that they would want to reveal like a new game the closer to release, but still bring up the hype, right? And so if a 2D Zelda were to come out this year, which it can, I think it's more likely to be a remake. Or if it were to be coming out early next year, I could see that as well. So I'm going to go with 2D Zelda remake for this one here. Now number 7 is, I'm probably going to go with, let's see, Metroid 6 next open air Zelda reveal. So let's go Mario Sports for this one. We're gonna go Mario Sports anything. And then for number 8, so if we're going to go strong with an Ocarina of Time remake and Twilight Princess Returns, and we're going to go for a 5th spot after Zelda and multiple Mario games mixed. So we're already heavy on Zelda and we're heavy on Mario. So then we got to go with something that's not Zelda or Mario or Metroid for that reason. And so I'm thinking, because I can't have Metroid 6 connect with I can't have Metroid 6 connect with this spot that we're currently at. So I'm going to go with a 2D Metroid remake. Because if Metroid 6 is not revealed, we can still hit a good column with an Ocarina of Time remake, Twilight Princess Returns, and something Metroid related. So we're going to go 2D Zelda, or sorry, 2D Metroid remake for this one. So then now we go down here to a lot of Metroid. So for this one, we still want to go Metroid. We're going to go Prime. We're going to go Metroid Prime 2 on an NSO. So we're going to go Metroid. We're just going to go Metroid Prime 2. Now, whether it's on NSO or it's remade, I think they could go a double, like try to make up for their mistake and try to remake Metroid Prime 2. But it's just crazy because this Metroid Prime 4 thing. I think they would more likely wait on Prime 2 now that I think about it. So I think a like Metroid announcement, non-2D Metroid announcement, I think is a safe bet. So I think that's what we're gonna do, because I don't really think they're gonna do Prime 2. It's just non-2D Metroid announcement. Because like we could say, because what are they gonna do? What's left on NSO? Metroid Prime Hunters? Like they already got all the Game Boy Advance stuff. They don't have all the GameCubes. The only GameCube game left would be Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. But I feel like it wouldn't look good. I feel like you might as well remaster it. But they're not gonna release it this quick. So I think it's less likely, because Metroid Prime 2 being on NSO would totally make sense. But it's still so close. And I feel like it just wouldn't look good on NSO. Like, while it would make sense, I just feel like it wouldn't look good on NSO. I feel like it's in my mind, like, why would you do this when you could just remake it and sell it for like 30 or 40, right? And try to make more money off of it. Because it's either nobody's going to play it on NSO anyway, or you can make at least a little bit of money off of it, reutilizing a lot of the assets from the Metroid Prime Remastered project, as well as whatever they figured out with Metroid Prime 4. So I think it's very likely that we're not going to see it. So non-2D Metroid announcement. I'm gonna try to space it out, see if it looks better. Whoa. What is happening? I am not trying to take a screenshot right now. There we go. I keep spelling unknown. Announcement is a weird word. I'm going to go reveal. Instead of announcement, we're going to use the word reveal because it just looks so small. So we're going to go non-2D Metroid reveal for this one. There we go. And let's see how far are we in the stream. We're about an hour in. All right. Let's see. Current time is that time. Okay. Good to know. So we're going to go non-2D Metroid reveal for this one. So this could be like a Metroid movie or a new Metroid project. I think it's better. Yeah, non-2D Metroid project, I think is a better way to say it. Yeah. And of course, if it really is Prime 2 on NSO, this would count. So non-2D Metroid project. Okay. So now we're thinking Metroid, Zelda, and then something that could also work with Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC and Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. If I had to pick, we could go something Mario related. We kind of exhausted Mario, but I think throwing a 2D Mario in here as a surprise would be pretty solid. So we're gonna do 2D Mario, I think. 2D Mario project. So it could be like a Switch 2 version of Mario Maker 2. You know, whatever that could be, I think is a pretty safe bet here. So we'll do that. Now for number 11, it's probably best we go with, I would say if we hit Sonic and Mario Sports, 2D Metroid, non-2D Metroid, and a 2D Mario project, and an open 3D, open air Zelda reveal. Right, so that clocks out Metroid, Mario, and a big Zelda announcement all at once. So they would want to focus on another franchise. I'm gonna go with I would go with Animal Crossing, but it's just the fact that they released an update at the beginning of this year is still really tough for me. I think they would go with some sort of spin-off, but I don't know, or announce like a Splatoon thing. I would say surprise Splatoon announcement. So anything that's more than a release date trailer for Splatoon would likely make sense. Yeah, I think so. So we're gonna go Splatoon for this one. Splatoon surprise. So anything that wouldn't be like, so if it's like a Splatoon 3 Switch 2 edition, or if it's some sort of, you know, like if it's Splatoon 3 Switch 2 edition, or if it's like a special DLC like pass for Splatoon Raiders, whatever, something that's just more than Splatoon Raiders. So a Splatoon surprise. Then the number 12. So we're focusing on Metroid, Ocarina of Time. Let's get some Mario in there. We got 2D Mario, a 2D Mario project already announced. It's better if we save for number 17, we save something for Paper Mario. So I'm just gonna write that right now. Paper Mario, anything Paper Mario would be good there. Now 12, I'm probably going to go with a new spin-off. Ocarina of Time remake and Twilight Princess returning is really significant. That's it for Zelda. So, and then 2D Metroid with Paper Mario. So this is like if it's Metroid and like a little bit of Metroid with some Zelda heaviness with Paper Mario. So you got a little bit of Mario in there. I think the best bet is that we look at another IP. We think about Kirby, we think about Pokemon, we think about Kid Icarus, Pikmin. I think a Pikmin Switch 2 edition is pretty good. We also got to think about Smash. I think Smash would work somewhere else, probably in the bottom row. I would put Smash. Pikmin Switch 2 edition is pretty good. Switch Sports is another good one. I'm probably going to go with Pikmin. I'm probably going to go with any Pikmin project. They could even foreshadow, because Pikmin 4 came out 2023. So they could even announce Pikmin 5, right? They could like announce it and just say it as some sort of Pikmin related project. So I'm going to go new Pikmin project for number 12. New Pikmin project. So whether that be like an expansion, it could be a movie, or it can be expansion to the theme park, or it could be like some sort of big DLC, whatever. I think that would be really cool. So we got the Pikmin project in there. So now we're thinking, okay, how do we close out this left column here? So we got 3D Mario T's. And then we also got to have something that could work with Paper Mario. So with 3D Mario T's and Luigi's Mansion 4, and something that could also work with Paper Mario, so nothing more Mario related. And then we got Luigi's Mansion 4, and then a non-2D Zelda, non-2D Metroid project, and a Metroid 6 reveal. We're probably gonna want to go with something. If they, this is assuming they don't do something Zelda, but they still could. And any other lighter Zelda project, I don't know. I think what they would do is probably a new NSO. Yeah, I would say NSO significant update would probably be like a new NSO platform. I think is what's gonna be. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. New NSO platform. Okay, so now building from there, we go to spot number 14. So something that could work with Paper Mario and a new NSO platform. And of course, if we get Super Paper Mario and the Wii on NSO platform, that clocks out 2 spots at once. And so that's a pretty good prediction there. Anyway, as we go forward, Fire Emblem Fortune's Week, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment DLC, a 2D Mario project. Okay, so we got Mario, Zelda, and Fire Emblem. Metroid has been taken care of in this bingo. So let's think about a new IP. And something that's likely, right? Because we got 3 paths for it. It could be a row, a column, and diagonal. This is going to be Smash. Smash is really interesting because either I would say Melee comes to NSO, which would be really huge, and then they can announce like, hey, Super Smash Bros. Melee is coming to NSO, and here's an announcement from Sakurai that they're busy working on the next version of Smash. Please enjoy. We're also going to be releasing a soft update to Smash Ultimate. I think that's likely. Or they could just fully announce the next Smash Bros. Project. If you want to get people to buy a Switch 2, and you want them to play a new version of Melee, I think that's big because then you get the entire Smash Bros. Community invested into a Switch 2. I feel like if you release like a reboot of Smash right off the bat, that would still sell a lot, but I don't think it would make... I mean, it would make people want to buy a Switch 2, regardless of the price update, but just like having Melee HD, just like Melee on the Switch 2, so if it's Melee HD, or if it's Melee on NSO, I think that's still a really big deal. And the fact that it could work online, the fact that it could... There's so much you could do with it for like the Smash Bros. Community. And I think it's still too soon for Smash Bros. Overall. I understand you would want to release Smash Bros. Within the first 2 years of the console, but you could do it within the first 3. I mean, Smash Bros. Came out 2008, so that was right. That was at the beginning of the second year of the Switch or of the Wii, right? Because the Wii came out November 2006. Smash Bros. Brawl came out beginning of 2008, so that was within the 1.5 year mark. So before they finished out 2 years. Same thing with Smash Ultimate. Smash Ultimate was also 1.5 years. Smash 4, Wii U and 3DS was June or like late 2014. So that's still 2 years after the Wii U released. And that's probably the biggest fall off when we think about it. Because you think about late 2012 and then you think about late 2014. And maybe if they released Smash earlier, it would have been better. But then again, I just really feel like, why would they pump out a new Smash Bros. Game this quick? Sakurai just did Kirby Air Riders. He could be working on Kid Icarus. It's very hard for me to believe. I think in a September Direct, you can announce Smash, what's it called? Because you can still release or announce a new Smash for like February Direct or September Direct. So I just don't think they would do, and I don't think they would do Deluxe either. Now that I think about it, I know I wrote it in another bingo, but after everything that I've seen, I think it's more likely that Melee, a version of Melee, comes to NSO. So I'm just gonna go Melee on Switch 2. Whether that would be a Melee Definitive Edition or a Melee on NSO, I think either one of those would be very big. Obviously, a new Smash Bros. Would be more significant, and maybe we're going to put that in spot number 20. But I still think just Melee on Switch 2 is just a gut feeling. So moving on from here, we're at spot number 15. Alrighty, so I don't think we're going to have time to play Breath of the Wild, but it's fine. So we're on spot 15, right? So we got Melee, we got new NSO platform. Those are pretty big. And now we got to think what could work with Mario Kart DLC, a 2D Zelda remake. So we already, a huge Zelda freaking out of the park hit. Zelda movie update, 2D Zelda remake, Mario Kart World DLC. Next open air Zelda reveal. There's no way they would do more than that. That's enough. And yet, I feel like it's not. But I don't think they're going to do a new 2D Zelda right now. I maybe in September, but no. So we think about Star Fox, we think about Metroid, F-Zero, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. We haven't put in anything Animal Crossing yet. We haven't put in Monolith Soft new project either. A Monolith Soft new project I think would be great for down here. Yeah. We're gonna go Monolith Soft new project down here. Yeah, that would be best. Because then we could do like another Zelda related thing for spot number 18. So for spot number 15, we got Melee on Switch 2. We got a new NSO platform. So we already got NSO heavy. We got Paper Mario as well. And then we got like something that could work with Zelda. I think this is also an opportune time to announce a new Nintendo movie. So we're going to go with new Nintendo movie. Perfect. Now spot 16. Sonic, Mario Sports, Splatoon. I said something about Halo, so I think we got to do like... I think I want to say like an Xbox IP on Switch 2, I think is a really good one. And then we could do Pokemon, but I don't really want to bet on Pokemon. I want to have more fun with this one. And I think it's possible an Xbox IP could show up. So I think Xbox IP on Switch 2 would be pretty good. Yeah. Because the Monolith Soft new project could be Zelda related. And this is also assuming that they take a break from Zelda, right? And they focus on more IPs. So I'm going to go with Xbox IP on Switch 2. So that could either be Halo or Banjo-Kazooie, like some sort of surprise there, right? So then for number 18, there's a lot we could do here. We could go with Kid Icarus, right? So Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, 2D Mario, Melee. This is big hitters. Right, this is big hitters. And then something that could also work with Twilight Princess returning. And then something that could also work with Metroid 6. Let's see. Well, yeah. Should we go something Metroid related? I think we already did a lot of Metroid stuff. And the new Nintendo movie could be Metroid. So I think for this final guess, this final prediction, I think it's going to be something Zelda related. Like, I wanted to go Kid Icarus or Pokemon or whatever, but I mean, I don't really think there's anything left for Zelda, though. We pretty much went over everything for Zelda. Yeah. We pretty much went over everything for Zelda. So, Donkey Kong is good, right? Because we got, at the beginning of 2025, we got the port of Donkey Kong, the platformer, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and then we got DK Bonanza later that year. So we got a lot of Donkey Kong already. I think if they were to do something Donkey Kong related, it would be the new Nintendo movie. So that's off the bat. Pokemon Winds and Waves. They could announce it in a Pokemon Presents later this year, is my personal opinion. Or they can announce it at the beginning of next year, or in a September Direct. So I don't really think we should throw too much on Pokemon. Kirby is really hard for me, because last year we got Kirby Air Riders, and we got the special DLC and upgrade for Kirby Forgotten Land. I think it's too soon that we see anything Kirby related. And then we got Kirby's Return to Dreamland in 2024, I think. So we got like 2D Kirby out of the way. Yeah, we got 2D Kirby, we got spin-off Kirby, and we got 3D Kirby out of the way. I think it's still too early for anything Kirby. You want to go for a showstopper. Something really big. Animal Crossing is still cool. You probably want to announce Animal Crossing in September. I think in June, you want to really show what's really coming out in the future. And we think about like Nintendo's best selling. We got Star Fox already. F-Zero's not good selling. Earthbound's not good selling. It's probably going to be a big third-party announcement. I think I'm going to throw a third-party announcement in this. So when we think about third-party, we could think about GTA. We can think about... I already threw in Sonic. I already threw in Xbox IP. Sony IP on Switch 2 would be crazy. I saw another YouTube channel that predicted a Sony IP to be on Switch 2. I mean, Horizon, the Lego Horizon is already on Switch, is on Switch 1, I think. So I'm thinking about like a big Sony game, especially with this partnership between Sony and Nintendo for the movie. And if they really want people to buy a Switch 2, I think it's fair that an Insomniac project could be on the Switch 2. And when I think about an Insomniac project on the Switch 2, I think about a version of Spider-Man that looks really good on the Switch 2. I think is very fair, and I think Spider-Man's such a huge IP that's going to help sell. I think Star Wars on the Switch 2 would help, but we already got some Star Wars projects on the Switch 2 recently. I think they would want to save that for a partner showcase. But you want to understand that like a big partner showcase, like a really, really big one, like would be saved for a direct. We got Dustbloods already. Dustbloods could even be in a September direct. Like, because Dustbloods is going to be overshadowed, so we can skip Dustbloods. Like, I think Dustbloods could even appear in a, even in a partner showcase, like in July or August or September. Because they might go hard on they might go really hard this direct and then save Dustbloods for the partner showcase in September. And then do some Game Awards stuff with DLC. They gotta drop a new game. We think about Switch 2 editions. Dread Switch 2 edition would be really cool. And I mean, we already have a non-2D Metroid project. Metroid 6 reveal. I mean, we can get the best of all three worlds here. We can get a Metroid 6 reveal. We can get a 2D Metroid like announcement. So a 2D. Oh, we already did 2D Metroid Remake. We already did that. But I'm thinking Dread Switch 2 Edition with Mario Kart World DLC. I would say Dread or Prime Remastered Switch 2 Edition combined with Metroid 6 reveal is going to be really, really good to help heal the wounds of Metroid Prime 4. And you combine that with Twilight Princess, Mario Kart World DLC, and a Monolith Saw project. I think we got something good there. Cause like I wouldn't want to bet anything on Kid Icarus or any other IP. Pokemon and Kirby, I don't trust. Star Fox, we got something new already. It's like what else is left? I mean, like what else is left for like Nintendo to really convince people to buy a Switch 2 or to really focus on their franchises that they love so much? So honestly, I would say they would save, like, for a Nintendo Direct, if you want to convince people to experience something, I'm tied between a Sony IP or Dread 2 or Dread Switch 2 Edition or Prime Remastered Switch 2 Edition. I'm stuck on both. I don't think Prime Remastered needs a Switch 2 Edition. Dread seeing a second light would be good, but how much is it going to sell? Probably not a lot. So we're going to go Sony. We're going to go Sony IP on Switch 2. And so that could either be like Last of Us, that could be what else do we have? Uncharted. That could be Spider-Man. I think that's probably our like ultimate bets here because, I mean, dude, you see Spider-Man or you see Last of Us on Switch 2, and then you think about buying a PS5, like, Nintendo just freaking stole the show with that, right? And now they have this partnership with Sony because of the Zelda movie. I think a Sony IP on Switch 2 would really, you're going to get that big shift. And Nintendo is also helping out Sony in return. Because, like, let's say, oh man, Spider-Man 3 is coming out, but you could play Spider-Man 1 on your Switch 2. And then people are going to be like, dang, okay. You know, I might as well, like, for people who haven't played Spider-Man yet, it's like, oh, I might as well try the first one on the Switch 2. Right? And there you go. So that's it, guys. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I think this is like my best one that I made so far. I think so. Yeah. I think so. I think this is it. I think this is like the like the bingo. So, and then this also counts for like a partner showcase or like a September Direct. I mean, this is like a more than one Direct bingo. We're obviously going to make another. If there's a real September Direct, we'll make another bingo. But I really think this is good. So we're going to keep this one. And now we're done. And we're going to try to squeeze in some Breath of the Wild for like 30 minutes. And then that'll be it. So let's see here. I would say most realistic and like future planned June 2026 ND predictions. And so we'll see you guys on Tuesday. We're gonna wrap up with some Breath of the Wild. And yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy that. So we're going to save this here. We're going to save this one. And then, of course, guys, don't forget there's going to be a new video, a new theory on Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. It's still in development. I've been, like I said, as you guys who might not know, I've been going through a lot of crazy real life stuff. Like, and I'm not even saying this lightly. Like, we're talking diseases that can kill. I've been like, that has appeared in some sort of form of something that I have to deal with, that I'm up against. So that's been really crazy. But like, you know, I really want to dedicate more time to YouTube. And obviously there's going to be a new YouTube channel soon where I talk about these real life experiences and all this other crazy stuff. But yeah, guys, just wanted to share that and really try to get this Zelda video done. I think I could at least finish editing the audio. Yeah, I could at least finish editing the audio. I'm hoping I could get this theory done by the weekend of... I'm not sure, just because I was supposed to do a lot of YouTube work yesterday and today, but I'm kind of all over the place with my schedule. But I had to just make this. So anyway, guys, let's play some Zelda right now. Let's play some Breath of the Wild until we run out of time. So I'm going to close this thing out. I'm going to close, we'll leave that up. Actually, no, it might hurt my eyes. And yeah, so let's get this show on the road here. We're gonna go. That's funny. We're gonna go Super 2026 bingo for this one. And then JD 2026. And bam, there it is. Let's see, we're gonna try to keep these guys next to each other. Bam, there we go, guys. That's it. So that was quite the amount of fun there. I realized that I accidentally made the bingo the same color, but who cares? I mean, personally, I do like the one on the newest one I just made. I definitely like the most. But anyway, let's play some Breath of the Wild with the amount of time that we have left. Ooh. Right, we have to do it like this. This is the right file, right? Yeah. So let's set up some Breath of the Wild, and then for like 20 minutes, and yeah, that'll be the stream. Start setting that up now. And you guys could at least enjoy the intro music for Twilight Princess, as we hope and assume that we're getting a Twilight Princess this year. All right. Let's do this. Wonder why it's not. Oh, that's why, because it's not plugged in. All right. Are we going to see the intro again? I don't know. I don't know what happens if you don't press start for too long. There it is. Yeah, we just see the intro again. Alright, so just for a second here. No more Twilight Princess. It's all good, because we're going to get Twilight Princess later this year, right? For the 20th anniversary. Let's see it. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm really glad with these predictions. I mean, I got 3 bingos, and I made, like, 2 versions of the same one. I really like the bingo that I made, like, on the upper left. Like, I really think it's really, really good. Yeah. Sony IP, Xbox IP is good call. Sonic, good call. We got our third-party stuff in there. Monolith Soft, new project. It's all good, man. So let's do this. We got a little bit of Breath of the Wild just to round out the time here. Yeah. I'm probably just going to do like one thing really quick. Just because like I really got to go soon, but let's see. Daruk's Protection Plus. Let's see, can we see all the pluses? Yep. So we did it. We got everything that we needed. So now all that's left is to go to the Shrine of Resurrection. I don't even know if we'll have enough time. Yeah, I don't even know if we'll have enough time. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather do like a shrine. If there's any open shrines here. Any open shrine quests? What the? Whoa, wait. Where are all these cutscenes at? Oh yeah, we're missing a lot of stuff. Okay, the Recovered Memory 5. Recovered Memory 1. What's the first memory in this game? I got it. That's crazy how I'm not there. But yeah, we'll see some memories just to close out. Maybe talk about what we want for the next Zelda. I mean, I kind of already went over the, I mean, obviously I went over what I wanted for the next Zelda, like in a few of the streams. Obviously, the biggest thing would be more, I mean, everybody wants better dungeons. I think for me, I really want to see, like, a certain world or mechanic return, but in the Breath of the Wild style. You know, like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, like one of those projects, just like returning in the same style. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be a little annoying. There we go. All right. Okay, we're actually still really far away. But we have the, I believe we have the, ooh. There we go. There it is. Don't tell me I have to kill the Guardian. the guardians won't bother the horse. They'll bother me. So we're good. Just keeping. Oh, guys, really. Oh, we still got a long way. I thought I was like right there. All right. Anything weaker than a duplex? No, we're good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He might turn around one more time. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, he's gonna turn around a few more times before he gives it up. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad I got that. Excuse me? This cutscene? Hello? Do I have to, like, go talk to Impa or something? No way. I have to go talk to Impa. I thought I did. Okay, well, that's really dumb. Like, I've already done, like, all the Divine Beasts and everything. That's so weird how, like, you could do... You see, that's another thing I don't like, is, like, the fact that you could do so much stuff in this out of order. Like, it's like, kind of ridiculous. You know, like... I don't know. I just didn't like it. I know Tears of the Kingdom, I had a really bad experience with doing stuff out of order. Like, there was literally a whole story quest that turned into nothing, had no payoff. Because I discovered how to get to Minoru and through the Thunderhead Isle by using the light to get through, like, the thick fog in the cloud. Like, you could use the light to actually help you see through it. And then literally, like, at the very end of the game, when I did, like, almost all the shrines and everything, I did the quest, like, when you work with Simon and, whatever his name is, it starts with a T, Tyro, Tall, whatever his name is, man, Toro, whatever his name is, like, the Zonai, like, philosopher, scientist, research team. You know, like, the side quest with them was, like, really dumb because I already rescued Minoru and, like, literally doing that side quest at the end of everything, and it was building up, like, as if it was a story side quest, and then it had no payoff. So, like, doing stuff out of order in this game is really good for, like, the authentic experience for, like, millions of people that just want to play a game. But for, like, us, like, decently percentaged, like, Zelda fans that actually care about the story and, like, how a game and how a narrative is presented, it's, like, especially side quests too. So, like, this is both, like, side quest presentation, like, so replayability, and narrative presentation and game story, like, all at once is negatively affected by Tears of the Kingdom, again, ripping off the philosophy of Breath of the Wild in a world where it shouldn't be ripped off. Anyway, so I really hope for the next Zelda game that the linearity is either more controlled or more organized, or that they literally have alternative options, like permanent side quests gone, or a replacement side quest. I think that would be, people would play the game forever. Like literally, that's how you beat Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Is just make a game with a similar story, similar structure. If you really want to use everything all over again, obviously you have to do a new world. So you do a new world, but you use the structure of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom again. If they're so attached to that, use that structure again, but then also create something that if you do stuff out of order, it literally changes the endings and the side quests, like permanently. And the only way to experience it again is to restart the whole game. I mean, they did that lightly with Metroid, very lightly. They did that, Hollow Knight Silk Song is a great example of that. There's a new game coming out, it's like Everybody Lives, Everybody Dies. It's like New Dawn 2 or something like that, I forgot. It was announced at Summer Games Fest, I think. Yeah, on Friday. But like, they're already making that shift. And like, with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like, we're imagining a console further from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. With that power, or you think about games like Mass Effect, like, they gotta be able to do like this, like, the increase the replayability like crazy. That is how you dethrone Breath of the Wild, at least like in a replayability and gameplay standpoint. I don't know about the sales, but at the end of the day, you can literally easily dethrone Breath of the Wild by doing that, and Tears of the Kingdom. And you don't need to have like these like big new mechanics that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like, so many years went into developing these mechanics. It's just more about like the adventurer of the medieval sword adventure with alternative like themes and motifs and like a really, really intriguing story. And then that's it. That's all you need for a Zelda game. And then if you do this alternative thing where like people, like, you talk to your friend at school and he's like, hey, I just beat Breath of the Wild 3. Let's call it Legend of Zelda Purification of the Spirit. I don't know. It's like, and that's what I thought Tears of the Kingdom was gonna be called, by the way. That was my predicted title for it. But anyway, it's like, oh hey dude, I just played Zelda Purification of the Spirit, or Zelda Spirit Purification. Oh nice, I just beat it too. What was your favorite part? Oh, my favorite part was after this dungeon you encounter Vaati. And it's like, wait, what? I never encountered him. I encountered Girahim instead. And then the third friend is like, dude, I encountered both of them, but in different places. You see, like, at that point, you have a super enriched Zelda experience. And I think literally if you just do it one time, you only need that one game on the console. So they could do like a classic 3D Zelda that's blended with open air, like maybe like a sequel to Spirit Tracks. And then they could do like a Monolith Soft, like remake of Zelda, like 3D remake of Zelda 2, or like the Sheik game, or like this other like medieval game that Monolith Soft has been working on. And so you have like alternative like 3D Zeldas, like classic 3D Zelda with some open world elements, and then a completely brand new alternative 3D Zelda spin-off. But then you only need one, along with remakes and remasters, of course, like the Ocarina of Time remake included with this. But you would only, and they could do like an Ocarina of Time, and then Majora's Mask, and then a third Hero of Time game as like a trilogy, right? But you would only need one true 3D open air Zelda game on the Switch 2, and that would be that game, as long as they could make the replayability crazy, make the world a little bit bigger than Breath of the Wild, and give it some more flavor, like no more invisible walls. But it doesn't have to be much bigger than Breath of the Wild, just no more invisible walls, just more flavor. And the fact that you could replay the game over again and different lore is revealed to you, and you get different endings or different outcomes or different like mid-game, like the mid-game or the beginning of the third act, where Link gets a setback. It's two different setbacks. A character dies or a character could survive, and then that in of itself creates a timeline split. People would be talking about this crap for years, and then you have the new lore from the Ocarina of Time remake. You have the new lore from the Monolith Soft new project or new 3D spin-off, and then you have like new 2D Zelda games, remasters, remakes, and then you get one more like classic 3D Zelda that's like a new project on the Switch 2 as well. It's like, dude, that's it. You don't need to do a Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom type of thing. You could go one big solid that doesn't even need to be necessarily that much bigger in scope of world. It doesn't need to be that much bigger than Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, just a little bit bigger. And you just have these amazing story elements that literally change the outcome. And you could literally play the game like twice and then play it on master mode and then forget about the game for like a few years. And then you could come back to it and be like, hey, I really want to experience, like, I want to challenge myself. I want to do a run where I don't upgrade my stamina and I get this alternate ending. Like, obviously, a Zelda fan would have already seen it on YouTube or something, but it's like, hey, I want to be able to play through this, like, alternative ending that I've never seen, and then also add a challenge where I don't upgrade my stamina. Like, you see, the replayability would be insane. And like with Zelda, the movie with the high horse, like, dude, that's it. We only need one. I'd rather have one Zelda game, like one open air Zelda game per generation, as long as we get a new classic 3D Zelda and a new type of spin-off. As long as we get those two, I'm cool with just one open air 3D Zelda per generation. And I think this is the best way to do it, especially release it earlier in the Switch 2's life cycle. So you do it after the Ocarina, just the year after the Ocarina of Time remake, as a later in the year release after the movie. You're gold, man. You're freaking gold. Or you do it in 28 or 2029. It's just one. You just only need one. And that's it. And then when the next game, the next open air 3D Zelda comes out, it could be a dual release on the Switch 2 and Switch 3. That would be perfect. And then we could like literally get the next two open airs with all these other projects before like the 50th anniversary of Zelda, which would be solid, super solid, like right before the 50th. And I think that would be really good. And then, so we get one big open air, just only one big open air for the Switch 2. So instead of like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, right? I mean, technically Breath of the Wild was dual release, so I guess we could count that. So only one true, like, dedicated open air 3D Zelda for the Switch 2. And then this next one that comes out would be after Ocarina of Time remake, Majora's Mask remake, and then like third Hero Time game. They could have the third Hero Time game be also on the Switch 2. But then you could have like you could launch the Switch 3 with the next open air Zelda after this upcoming one, all before the 50th. And then we get a 3D classic Zelda, and then a new type of Zelda spin-off, probably one or two more Hyrule Warriors, and a two or three new, like probably two new 2D Zeldas, and then like 3 2D Zelda remakes with some more remasters. I mean, probably going to be Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'd say do Twilight Princess HD first, and then in 2033 or 2032, you could do Wind Waker HD way later on as the closer for the Switch 2, you know, before people move over to Switch 3. I think that's the best way to do it. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I've done a lot since the last time I talked to you. It's crazy. Like, I literally got the Master Sword, I did all this stuff, and I don't even know where the memories are. I wonder if there's, like, unique dialogue for this. Okay, so that was the unique dialogue. There it is. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. So now from this point, it's like straightforward. But yeah, I did this super way out of order. So we're just going to see this last cutscene, guys, and then we're going to be done. Oh yeah, this is all unique dialogue. But you see, imagine if it actually like changed the events of the game. Put my life on the line to fight along. Okay, so that's kind of like connecting to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity a little bit more. I did not know that. And I literally did all the DLC too before talking to her. I even like got their stronger vows or their stronger Daruk's protection and all that stuff. Like I got the stronger versions of their abilities. Oh, okay. So now she's just telling us to go to the final boss. Okay, so that was a really interesting conversation because we did so much crap out of order. You see, yeah, look at all this. Here, I'm gonna just save that again because that's hilarious. Just like how much stuff we did out of order. Alright. So, I guess now we have to... I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use Rivali's Gale and then... Yeah, and then we'll call it. Just because I got to go somewhere in real life. But yeah, we had a really good conversation today. I think I'm gonna segment this video with like some more like Zelda game ideas. Because we've done 4 streams since, yeah, this is like the 4th stream since I started doing them again. And I might reorganize it and release a video, I don't know. I probably should, but I'm just so... It's not that I'm lazy, but it's just... I'm so busy. You guys have no idea. Like, I have to... For a doctor's appointment, I have to drive 2 hours away from where I live. Like, that's how crazy it's been getting. Alright. You guys have no idea. So here we go. We're gonna go all the way back to that spot. It's just funny, like, when you do stuff out of order like that, all you get is, like, slightly unique dialogue. But in the case of Tears of the Kingdom, like, the freaking Taros and Simon, like, Zonai research team side quest, if you do that at the very end after you've saved Minoru and beat the final boss and did Hyrule Castle, it's, like, stupid. Because I literally thought that you could just never go into that area in Tears of the Kingdom that was blocked off, that Simon didn't let you get into. You know? Like, I just thought it was always blocked off. And it was just so stupid that after I beat the game and the story, there was like this whole other secret side quest that the way that it starts is kind of weird. Because I think it starts out as a side quest and then it turns into a main quest. And I would have never expected that. And like literally, it turns into a main quest and it's like with Taros and with Simon, it's like leading up to something like a really, really special, you know, quest that turns into something valuable, but it just clears up the Thunderhead when I already rescued Minoru and I already went through the Thunderhead with the fog and I just used the Zonite light to help me get through the fog. You know, so it's just ridiculous, dude. It's just really ridiculous. You know what? I'm already here. I don't even need the horse. Just gotta watch out for the Guardian. But anyway, seeing this cutscene would be a really good way to end off the stream when we're about to see a new Zelda game very soon.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Perfect timing. I love that. Rivali spoke to us as we view this memory. All right, let's take away the bingos for a second. I want to see this cutscene in its full glory. And then we'll end off. Am I done with my matcha? No, I still got some left. Nice. I'm definitely going to need the rest of this.
Chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. You have shown unflinching bravery and skill in the face of darkness and adversity, and have proven yourself worthy of the blessings of the goddess Hylia. whether skyward bound, adrift in time, or steeped in the glowing embers of twilight,
All three of those games happened before
sacred
this.
blade is forever bound to the soul of the hero.
What about Wind Waker?
We pray for your
Or Majora's
protection,
Mask?
and we hope that the two of you will grow stronger together as one. Forged in the long distant past, the sword
Gee, this is
of
uplifting. She's making it sound like we already lost.
ancient
Wasn't this your idea?
I really want to hear Zelda's dialogue
Designate the appointed night
because
for
they're
the
talking
ceremony.
over
All
Zelda.
grandeur and nonsense we could muster.
of time and distance, when we need the
And
hope
if you
of
ask
God.
me, the whole thing does seem to be overkill.
It's in you.
I think I'm on the same page as the princess regarding this boy.
Oh,
Again,
give it a rest. That boy is a living reminder of her own failures. Well, at least that's how the princess sees him.
Such a good cutscene, dude. I wish we got one more like this where the champions were talking about their opinions on Link and Zelda. That would have been really cool to see, with them all talking together. So cool, bro. But yeah, that's the first time I actually tried to listen to what Zelda was saying a bit more. She was saying, like, the sword was forged. Yeah, I've never listened to the raw Zelda lines. I gotta find that on my own. Maybe make a video on it. But anyway, guys, that brings this stream to an end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, we were a little late, and then we took up a lot of time with the bingos. I'll bring the bingos back for a second here. But just wanted to let you guys know that it was really fun making this last bingo. I think I had the most fun making this one. I mean, the one last week was pretty fun too, but I really like this one just because we got into the Xbox and Sony IPs. And then I officially gave Melee the chance. I officially committed to my gut feeling of Melee somehow appearing on the Switch too, whether that be NSO or a Melee HD or some sort of Super Smash Bros. Classic collection, perhaps? Who knows? But, you know, I still think that that's awesome. I honestly think that, like, because they still don't have Smash Bros. 64 on the Switch yet. I don't think they do. I could be wrong. You know what? Let's check. Because I don't want to be wrong. This is super spontaneous. Let's just check. I don't think they do, but they could also do like Smash 64 and Melee, both like HD, Smash 64 HD and Melee HD, but obviously it's after the style of Melee. And yes, Smash 64 is not on NSO. No. Yeah, it's not. So yeah, guys, I think it would be really cool if we saw Smash, like Smash 64 and Smash Melee both like on, like as a dual like Smash Bros. Legacy Collection Anniversary Edition. I don't know, some sort of crazy thing like that would be really awesome. And then they obviously bring it to NSO like way later on, but they release this one first because I mean 64 and Melee HD would sell big bucks. And I think for like 64 you would just need to bring back like the stages, because you would obviously keep the character models of like, because everything in Smash 64, unless I'm wrong, is in Melee except the stages. So you could just literally just bring back the stages from 64 into Melee, so you get a little bit more stages, and that's it. And then maybe like the certain break the target modes, like if they have different routes, or like the adventure modes or whatever, like you could do like 64's adventure mode and Melee's adventure mode. You could honestly sell that straight up for 60 bucks with good online and everything, just like online added. Beautiful. And then of course people would finally lay the GameCube to rest. The game, and then you could do some GameCube NSO stuff and get some more GameCube controllers sold, And I mean, that's a great way to bring it. I mean, dude, you do freaking Melee HD, you do an Xbox IP, which is Halo, or like Banjo-Kazooie or something, like a new Banjo-Kazooie or Halo, like Campaign Evolved, and then or you do like Horizon Zero Dawn, or you do Spider-Man like PS4 remastered on the Switch 2. Like, you do all three of those, man. And then you lead with, like, you tease 3D Mario, and then you lead into the holiday with Ocarina of Time Remake. Ooh, man. They're set. They're set. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really got to go. Yeah, it was great. It was a great stream today. Had a lot of fun doing this one. And yeah, it was cool with that Twilight Princess thing at the beginning too. So yeah, take care, guys. Have a good one. This is Skylink Theory. I will see you guys on Tuesday for the Direct this week. And if it's not Tuesday, if it's Wednesday or Thursday or next week, I'll see you guys as well. Really hoping that the Direct is before 10 a.m. If the Direct is... if the Direct is not after 10 a.m., we're going to have a problem. But anyway, I'll see you guys then. I'll take care of it. Peace out. This is Skylink Theory. God bless you guys.